Hey, we made a little improvement today, or a little modification. I think it's an improvement to this Harbor Freight bandsaw. This saw is worth great. I got this thing Easter Sunday, um, and today is July 6th or July 7th. Anyway, we've had it for several months. I use this thing. I run it not every day, but probably for an hour or two, 4 days a week. Um, no trouble with it. Just replaced the blade for the first time today. Anyway, what I did do today, I took off this factory piece for the guide. You know, if you're cutting multiple pieces and you want them to be the same length, um, this is the rod that's on it from the factory, along with this. You know, this normally slides over that rod. There's a little set screw in there, and that set screw was pretty cheap material. Um, I ruined the head on that thing twice. I had to use an easy out to get the last one out. But anyway, Um, every cut in this shop is one of three lengths. Everything we cut is either 6 inches exactly, and it's all aluminum angle. Let me show you. We cut these at 6 inches, 4 inches, or 6 3/4 inches. And I'm cutting these every day. I do like maybe all the 6 inches. I'll spend an hour or two one day. Next day we might be doing the short mount. The other mount uses that little one. So the problem I was running into, I'd like these mounts, I'd like the angle to be cut as precise as possible, just so they all match. So moving this on the other rod, trying to measure it, get it as close as possible, it was just hard to get it exact. It seemed like we'd cut a bunch of them and then realize they were an eighth shorter than the other one. And it doesn't mean anything. The mount, everything we put together will still work. It was just strictly for cosmetic reasons. I wanted the tolerance as close as possible. So put this threaded rod in place of the factory unthreaded one. It's just held in there with a nut on each side. They're cranked down pretty tight. I mean, that thing's solid. It's not moving. And then I put threads inside this factory piece. Wow, I don't know if you can see them in there. I used a tap in there. Yeah, there we go. Might be able to see them. Put threads on this. I was going to make this whole piece from scratch, something different, but this one worked, and I was trying not to waste too much time on it. So now this threads on this threaded rod, and it's just so much more precise. Now I'll put a set screw back in there, um, but instead of trying to move it, tapping it back and forth, getting it precisely on 6 inches, or trying to get it exactly at 6 3/4 for the other piece that I cut, now we can dial it right in. It's very, I mean, this thing's barely moves every revolution. Um, I didn't measure exactly how much it moves, but it's very precise, believe me. This is like 1,000 times better than trying to move this thing manually and match the previous pieces. So it works perfect. You know, we just get it exactly where we want it, and I can cut 30 of those pieces and then dial it into the other length if I'm doing them the next day and cut the other ones. Did the whole thing in 20 minutes. If you use one of these saws and you're doing multiple cuts, man, you got to consider doing that if you haven't already. Um, I just can't see trying to move that other one back and forth every time, especially if you need them to be precise. This solves the problem. Like I said, I did it in 20 minutes. Could probably do it in 10 minutes the second time now that I know what I'm doing. But the saw works great. Like I said, we had it since Easter, which I think was in April. This is July 6th. And 4 days a week, an hour or two. The cuts are perfect. There's some other Harbor Freight equipment in here. The shop's a mess too. I gotta clean this place up tomorrow. Couple of little lathes over here. But anyway, yeah, just wanted to show you that. If you're doing multiple cuts and you need the lengths to be as real precise, that's the way to go. Thanks for looking. We'll see you next time.